Hey YouTube, Lizzie B here. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be live reacting to a video clip of an interview that between Dr. Bryant, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, and Nick Cannon. So the clip is 7 minutes, but it's going to be much longer because I'll stop probably and just kind of be making my little commentary or whatever. So let's do this.
That allows you to stay
comfortable with my abandonment
because you are in your dysfunctional norm that you've become comfortable with.
But it's worked. It's become a superpower.
But you've learned to survive in it. You're not thriving in that. That's not thriving. You're surviving in that.
Okay.
And so anytime you are surviving and not thriving, there is no cape. There is no superpower. There's no superpower in a lack of mental health. And there's no superpower.
But it's worked for me. Like you said, I mean,
you know why it worked
read
for you?
me well.
You know why it worked for you?
Why?
You know why it worked for you? I'm gonna go there, and it's probably gonna be okay.
Go ahead.
This is with all.
We wanted to set the first. We got 2 minutes left in our first session.
With all due respect, seriously, to all the women that you've encountered, ladies, I'm saying this: the reason why it's worked for you is because you have chosen and to prey on low-functioning women who don't have the emotional intelligence. No, I'm going there. Who will allow you to do that, Nick? And when I say allow, it's not a control thing. When I say allow, I'm not saying that she sits across you and says, "This is what you won't do. You're crossing a boundary." Nick.
I disagree.
Yes.
This is why I disagree. I mean, one, because
I can already bet that he is going to disagree in a way that is going to try to make it out that these women are more than what she is saying they are.
Make sure, but you gotta go in protection mode too.
But I'm saying because you could say from all the high value women that I've ever
I didn't say high
experienced.
value.
But okay, I'm giving compliments. But I'm just saying.
Yeah, like, wait a minute.
See, that was it. Her saying the thing is it's kind of like similar to with the Cam Newton interview, where the implication is that he can't get away with that, with his behavior, with Nick Cannon's behavior, with women who are high functioning. The proof is in the pudding. If a woman is messing with him, she's low functioning.
Or the people who are even of them being, because first of all,
low functioning woman will allow you to function low with them. Nick, you could not function that low.
So this is everyone's low functioning at some point in their life.
You could not function low with a woman of my functioning, not because I'm superior. Not because I'm superior. Listen to me say this really quick. Not because I'm superior to any other woman, but because I do have leverage. I've been in my field for 17 years. So
that leverage is key. Leverage is key because she can take it or leave it. There's no lever he can pull that is going to make her have to accept any kind of bad behavior from him.
We get that, but I've done the work, meaning you won't have an opportunity to get hostile with me, and you may want to flee, but fleeing would not get you a payoff with me. Wait a minute.
I'm not the hostile individual.
But that's my point. Did you hear what you just said? We said the same thing. You would never have the opportunity to get hostile with me.
Yeah, because I control myself.
Hold on. Okay.
I have full control of my. But in your sense, because that's what I'm saying. Because even only reason I say what I disagree, because at some point we've all been low functioning. Yes. And we have to accept that.
Yes.
So to label that is like, all right, well, at some point everybody's going to be in their low state. Everybody's going to be vulnerable. Everybody's going to feel empty.
But
everybody's going to yearn something.
Mental health
and when it comes to relationships, the beauty of a great relationship is where I'm weak, you are strong. So therefore, I have dealt with some people that balance me and are equally yoked. And at times, have I been manipulative and prey on certain things? Yes, because I'm a man.
Right.
All right. Let's take this piece by piece. The thing that he's trying to say, he's trying to talk about being low functioning as kind of a transient state. Whereas, it's like sometimes you're low functioning, sometimes you're high functioning. But what the point that she is making that I think we all kind of understand is that in order to mess with Nick Cannon, you have to be low functioning because that guy has a lot going on. No high functioning woman is going to look at him and think that she can fix him or think that she's not slumming by being with him at this point. You know what I mean? Like there's too much evidence of his shenanigans for anybody to take him seriously. And that is what I received from what Dr. Bryant was saying, is that he preys on low functioning women because only a low functioning woman would believe that she can fix a man like him. That's what I got from that. And so him saying with a good relationship when he's, not doing so well, the woman she can kind of be his strength in that kind of sense. Like, that's game. That is something that would attract someone who would want the confidence boost of believing that they changed a person. And so immediately after he says that, he goes right into have I manipulated people? Sure. Yeah, it's clear that he's manipulated people, because anybody who would fall for the I can fix you or please fix me line is someone who is being manipulated. If you need help like that, you should be seeking professional help. You should be going to a therapist. You should be paying someone for the service of fixing you, as opposed to you looking for that in a romantic partner. And then on top of that, he normalizes manipulating people and just says, oh, that's just a thing that men do. Classifying men as a gender that manipulates and preys on women. That's really interesting, considering not all men and considering choose better. He is actively telling Dr. Bryant in this interview that he seeks out low functioning women, and then he's pretty much telling us what game he uses on them, which is, oh, when I'm low functioning, then you can be high functioning, and then we can switch, it's game. It's manipulation.
But not all men do that. We don't want to blanket all men.
And
all
I was
men
taking
do not prey and manipulate. Not all men.
First of all humans prey and manipulate, but in a man in a relationship,
not in a praying way.
If I see that I can say, okay, I feel like I need this and this person has this, I'm gonna do and say whatever I need to do to get that.
But
that's coercion. Is that not coercion?
Nick, again, law of attraction. We attract who we are despite of who we think we are. You used the word, you said women who are equally yoked to you.
Yeah.
Equally yoked comes in many different facets.
100%. Balance, if anything.
They have been equally yoked to your low functioning dysfunction that you have learned to survive in.
Because I use my tools to because first of all, you're acting as if I'm entering every scenario with the full me, and we all, every time someone meets someone, you're meeting their representative. I know how to turn on the perfect man.
Depending on the person,
therefore I may have manipulated a situation, and therefore, so it's to no discredit to anyone else,
I got you.
I've come into every situation. I can be God-fearing, celibate, the one that you want. I can tell you everything that you want in a man and show you that. I can open the doors, lay down the cloak, send the jet, do it all to be like, oh my goodness, I've never. And then Toxic Nick shows up, and you like, this motherfucker got me.
That's coercion. That is coercion. He's describing coercion. And coercion, when it comes to doing whatever it takes to get someone to have sexual relations with you, and knowing that you are not being honest with them and that they would not have sex with you if given all of the information, and you are very clearly withholding that information, which is him withholding Toxic Nick. That is great. Well, I'm saying great because I've been on TikTok too long. That is sexual assault. That is rape. He is describing his tactics for rape.
They gave me the draws and I ain't heard from him in 3 weeks.
What you said is perfect. No, what you said is perfect, because you named all of the low-functioning, superficial things that a low-functioning woman would fall into.
Church? That ain't low-functioning.
Baby.
Okay, so him mentioning church, I want to talk briefly about that, because I know I'm probably annoying y'all by hitting the pause on this so much, but he's talking about presenting the perfect image of himself. I've said so many times that perfection does not exist. It doesn't exist. There is no such thing as perfection. Perfection is death, because it doesn't exist. And so for him to put forth all of these things that he does to present himself as the perfect man. He's really just presenting himself as an authentic person. That is what he is pretending to be, is an authentic person. Going to church does not make one a good person. It just means that they're trying to be. You know what I mean? Like, church is about your belief system. It's not I go to church to present myself, like to check off a checkbox on a long list of things that people who are good do. I'm saying all this to say that just because a person goes to church doesn't mean they're a good person. Just because a person is wearing a suit does not mean they're rich or that they have a job. Just because somebody looks the part and is doing the things and saying the words does not mean that they are who they say they are. I talk about this all the time when it comes to masculinity and femininity. Masculinity is about representation. It is about how things look. It is not about authenticity. Femininity is about authenticity. It is about who's the real you? What do you really believe? Who are you really? So he is telling us that he, is very good at manipulating and all of that kind of things. That doesn't surprise me. He puts forth a representation. Like he said, you're meeting my representative. He's putting forth all of that so that he can get what he wants. And what he wants is not consent. Because Toxic Nick could get women. Toxic Nick could get women. But Toxic Nick does not want women who consent to Toxic Nick. Toxic Nick wants women who he can trick and he can say, ta-da, guess who you had sex with? That's rape. Toxic Nick is a rapist.
Woman,
We going to see the Lord together.
any woman or man,
Or the mosque, wherever you want to go. I know them both.
Any person who's done the work, who gained a sense of self, who's worked on their pain pockets, who's worked on their trauma,
are still going to be vulnerable.
They're going to be vulnerable.
They're still going to yearn. And late at night when you're sleeping alone, you go, I wish I had a strong man to rub my back.
They're going to be imperfect, but
I mean, like, it's just that he wants that. That is what he thinks that he's doing to women. When he goes to bed, he's just sighing with happiness. Toxic Nick is sighing with happiness and just, at the thought of an intelligent woman or what he would consider a high functioning woman regretting having been with him or being lonely and wishing she had someone so that he can look like the thing that she wants, get what he wants from her, and then feel like he has gotten one over on a woman like that. That is his dream. And she is just, Dr. Bryant is destroying that right now because she is telling him that he is not getting the best of the best women. He's getting women who will fall for tactics that are extremely shallow when you really break down the fact that it doesn't take much to prove that someone is, if somebody is really authentic about who they claim themselves to be. Like a high functioning woman is not going to think, this man is wearing a suit and going to church. He must be perfect. So Dr. Bryant is kind of showing him that, his tactics work for low functioning women.
that person would want a strong, healthy, functioning man, not a low functioning man.
Sometimes a nigga with some good hands.
Not a low functioning man. No, that's what I'm saying is the difference. But
every woman, you can't, Doc, you can't sit here and say that.
But you're speaking from your experience, which makes it better.
I'm saying,
because your experience of these women is that they fall short for a jet and a good meal and a good man who says he goes
and
to church.
Strong hands.
A high and let me go further, and probably a big penis. But so okay,
you said it, not
so
me.
let me go. But again, a high functioning. I'm not even talking about value. A high functioning woman who's done the work.
I'm trying to hear what this high functioning woman is.
But a high functioning woman, you cannot send a jet and be toxic, and she will go on the jet.
She don't know I'm toxic yet.
A high functioning woman wouldn't even attract you, baby.
She don't know I'm toxic yet. This guy, oh my God. Yeah. I cannot emphasize this enough. He's talking about rape. That is coercion. Coercion is rape. He's talking about doing whatever it takes to get someone to agree to a sexual relationship with him and then becoming who he really is, which is not who they agreed to be with. That is coercion. That's it's just, and it's wild to me that he's saying all of this so nonchalantly and I'm sure people will watch my video or watch other people's videos where they're saying the same thing. And they will, oh no, it's not really that. Well, these women know what they're doing. He's literally telling us in this video that these women do not know what they're getting into. And he is making sure of it. He's making sure they don't know what they are opting into, because he is falsely representing himself. He is misrepresenting himself to women purposefully. And the only thing that he is offended at with this interview is the fact that Dr. Bryant is saying that these aren't high functioning women, because he wants to believe that he's tricked them all, the low functioning ones and the cream of the crop. So he wants to believe that he is more than what he is. No, I'm the best rapist. That's pretty much what he's saying. No. I can get anybody. I can do anything. Like, no. These aren't low functioning women. Explain to me what these low functioning women are. She's saying that a high functioning woman he wouldn't even attract them. I don't agree with that. I do not agree with that, because I think the word is, honestly, I think that a high functioning woman would not entertain him. Not, he wouldn't be attracted to her. Like, that's not, if anything, I could see there being attraction, because attraction is, I feel like that's kind of the animal part. Like, you're going to be attracted to someone, but then you get to know them and then you're like, okay, I don't want to entertain this. But then again, it's like Nick's reputation precedes him. So I couldn't see a high functioning woman even wanting to go anywhere near Nick Cannon now, with all these kids, all these baby moms. But, his attractiveness is not, but when if the person didn't know anything about his background or what was going on or whatever, I could see there being attraction between him and a high functioning woman. But yeah, as soon as she knows the situation, she is no longer interested. A high functioning woman.
Because it's law of attraction. Stick with me. Just stick with me.
Please explain this.
Nick, regulate your emotions and stick with me. Regulate your emotions and stick with me. I'm trying to hear you. Listen, what is law of attraction? We attract who we are despite who we think we are.
Absolutely.
Think we are.
Absolutely.
Okay. So a high functioning woman is not going to attract by default, by her calibration. She's not attracting a man who is not perfect. The man has got all kinds of mess. So does she. But when it comes to the level of her calibration and functioning and mental health and doing the work, she's going to attract that at which she is, that at what she leads with.
I don't like this this mindset or these teachings where if a man who is low functioning is attracted to you as a woman, then that means that you're low functioning in some way. If you are attractive, you're going to attract all types. You know what I'm saying? You're going to attract all types. It's about what you entertain. That is key. But being, this kind of mindset is going to have people thinking that anytime something bad happens to them, or anytime something attracts to them that is not good, that they had it coming or it's their fault. That's not always the case. If you're attractive, you're a magnet. Everything's going to stick to you. It's what you entertain. That is the key. It's what you entertain. So I do not agree with Dr. Bryant on this. But I'm going to keep going.
So let me say this. Do I get on private jets that I pay for myself? Absolutely. Have I had a man do a wonderful, beautiful things for me? Absolutely. Have I had rocks and this and caught off weddings? Of course. But let me say this. Prior to me doing the work and being a high-functioning woman, I attracted low-functioning men. Hold on.
So you're saying you're a high-functioning...
She attracted low-functioning men because she's attractive. That's why. You're going to attract everybody.
Let me finish. No, it's not what I said. I said prior to me doing the work and becoming a high-functioning woman, my low-functioning self attracted low-functioning men. Hold on. You know why I attracted them? Because I needed low-functioning to feed low-functioning. Okay? Hold on. A low-functioning man cannot feed a high-functioning woman, and a low-functioning woman can't feed a high-functioning man. And so what I'm telling you is there is no equally yoked there. If a high-functioning woman is a gallon.
Okay.
Okay. And a low functioning human being, let's just go human being, not even man
Now
and
she
woman.
got props.
We got props. This is the high functioning person.
This is the high
okay?
functioning woman right here.
Just a person. Let's just go.
Okay. So that's the end of that video clip. And shout out to Toy Creates One on TikTok for that video clip. Let me take a minute to gather my thoughts on everything. Okay, so my wrap-up thoughts for this video. I have so many and I'm trying to like organize them, but first things first, women, it is so important for us to be very cautious when it comes to men. Nick Cannon expresses so just clearly in this interview that a lot of men, he pretty much says all, like, just men in general, men TM, are manipulative and they do whatever it takes to get a woman where they want them, whether that be sex or perform labor for them or whatever. And he talks about utilizing his, like, being presenting his representative as opposed to who he really is. I've talked about this before. I don't know if I already said this, but masculine is about representation, feminine is about authenticity. It's about who you really, really are. And so I'm not going to say that women do not present their representatives. Women do this too. This is a human thing. The world is a queer space. I say this all the time. But men are particularly adept to presenting their representative because that is the deep and true meaning of masculinity. It is about representation. It is the tool aspect of being a human. And so men have kind of co-opted this tool aspect into their, like, as their gender. Their gender is now just being a representative, just being a tool, just being whatever it takes to get whatever they want. And so his desire to be with women, it does not stem from his desire to have authentic connection. It stems from his desire to get what he wants. He wants to believe that he can get every kind of woman, any kind of woman. And what Dr. Bryant was saying was making him feel like it was a challenge. Like, how dare you, make it out that I can't get a high functioning woman. And what she's saying is that you can't get a woman who is not fooled by your representative. And so I implore women to recognize that when you are dealing with men, if you're out here dating, you're dealing with their representatives, and their representatives will be whatever they think you want. And so they will study you. They will try and figure out what they think you want, and then they will try to become it. And a lot of times this is based on stereotypes, and this is where you kind of have the leg up, because they're going to assume you want this. They're going to assume you want that. And so they're going to be all of the things that they assume you want. If you look like a church-going girl, they're going to assume that you want a church-going man. So they're going to be a church-going man. If they think that you look like you want a man with money, they're going to, lead with money. So whatever they think you want, they're going to try to be it. So recognize what you look like to these men, and then understand the representative that they're going to try to present. You have options there. You can kind of wear them out when it comes to whatever representative they're trying to present to you, or you can, just clock it right away and leave. Like, at the end of the day, it's not about what you attract, it's about what you entertain. So if you want an authentic connection with someone, you will have to do things that force them outside of that representative. If you're a woman and you're dating men, you have to make sure that you're doing things that make them kind of have to drop the act, because either you're into this or you're not. That's pretty much it. At the end of the day, it's dangerous to be a woman, because a lot of times they will do whatever it takes to get you into bed, and then they can remove the mask. And many times they want you to regret being with them. They want you to regret whatever the situation is. They want to know that there was no consent, or that you consented to something under what is the word that I'm looking for? You consented to something without having all the information, pretty much. So it's kind of like they want to know that it was consent, but not really consent, and they played in a gray area and that kind of thing. It's like they like the idea of knowing that they got one over on you and that you are hurt behind them. So it's kind of like, you know, beware of these types, because Nick just kind of laid it out there, and he did it in a very cartoonish way. Like, he represented it. And I'm using the word represent a lot because I really need y'all to understand that this is a very masculine thing. It's how you represent, how you look. Does it look good on paper? Symbols, anything that is not the actual thing, that's not authentically itself, it's not authentic or real, that's feminine. But masculine is all about representation. So he represented everything that he said in a very cartoonish, oh, that Nick, he got me again. And it's, you know, very Tom and Jerry, but like a mallet hitting someone's head is real. Like the pain that he could be causing women and has probably caused women and does cause women is very real. That is real pain. Who knows how many children this man has had under his representative or with women who believed that they were going to have a kind of family with him, like with his representative or whatever. So who knows how many children this man had under false pretenses? Like, we don't know. We don't know. And for all we know, the women that were with him might be prideful about it and might say, oh no, I was a willing participant in this. But even then, it would be hard to prove. So what Dr. Bryant was saying was it's a hard truth, and it's definitely not a thing that'll make your ego feel great to know that just even entertaining a man like Nick Cannon, or any man really that kind of represents himself to be a certain way, but his actions are showing the complete opposite, his track record is the complete opposite, makes you a low functioning person. You know what I mean? Like that hurts. That's an ouchie right there. So I'll say this again, my takeaway, women, be careful and recognize that who you entertain is a reflection of yourself. It is. If you see a nice veneer, if you see that something has nice packaging, recognize that for what it is. I appreciate this nice packaging. This person looks good on paper. They are doing things that looks decent, but I don't know this person for real. You know what I mean? And the only way to get to know a person is by spending time with them, and also by looking at their track record. I mean, I would even say looking at their track record and how they function in life is even more valuable than spending time with them. Look at what they've left behind. What is their legacy? And if their legacy is a whole bunch of illegitimate kids, and I'm saying illegitimate meaning the parent was not married, like that's their legacy, and that is very low functioning. That is not something to be proud of, no matter how it is repackaged to be some lofty ideal of, I make all these children because I'm a king. Okay, I mean, you can call yourself that, but ultimately you are low functioning. In the society that we live in right now, that is not good. That's not good for children. That's not good for the family unit. That's not good. Anyway, so that was one of my takeaways, is that women need to be careful. Also, I've done a video on this. I've talked about this before. I don't know if I posted it. I did post it here on YouTube, but then I deleted it by accident. But I talk about baby daddy NPCs. And this pissed a lot of men off, specifically black men. I don't know why, but I talked about baby daddy NPCs and what that is. As I described it, is a man whose purpose is to just bring children into the world. His purpose is not to be a good partner. His purpose is not to be a good father. His purpose is to just kind of be a person who injects babies into women and then moves on to the next woman and does the same thing to her. Kind of like a character in a video game who is always in the same place doing the same thing, has the same script. That is a baby daddy NPC. I believe that Nick Cannon is a baby daddy NPC, and he doesn't understand that. So he's saying that, oh, I'll do whatever it takes to get with women. And then, and then toxic Nick comes out. But yeah, that sounds like he's following a script, kind of like a customer service script. He will change up the script according to who the customer is, but the objective is the same. I'm trying to sell you this thing. I'm trying to get this thing into your hands. I'm trying to have you have my child. That's it. That's what it comes down to. So when you're dealing with these types, they are good for one thing. And I'm going to say something very controversial. Either you're going to get it or you're not. You might not even agree with this, but you'll know one of my secret thoughts that I put on the internet. These men are dildos. They are free sperm banks. Use them. You know what I mean? Know that you're not going to get anything else. You're not going to get a marriage from this person. They're not going to be the father of your child. Like, don't give them anything else. Don't give them anything you don't want to give them. If you're going to do anything with men like this, make sure that you're doing it for yourself. It's just food for thought. You know what I mean? You don't have to do this. I'm not telling you do this and then you'll be a sexually liberated woman. I'm just saying, if you got certain needs, guys like this are pretty good, because they will do whatever it takes to, get you into bed. And if you want to go to bed, then that's, I mean, okay, you tricked me. Get your rocks off with guys like that, and then roll. Do not have their children. Do not get married to them. Use protection, and have fun. The best way also to get rid of those types is to try and force them to be the authentic representative that they said that they are. So I said authentic representative, but no, to try to get them to authentically be who they represent themselves to be. Best way to get rid of them. Make them go to a food drive, or invite them to, if you want to get rid of them, have, like, I think Shira says this, give them a bill to pay. You can get rid of them as soon as it's time for them to actually be who they've been representing themselves to be. So, but you got to recognize what you're dealing with. And if you think that you're dealing with something beyond what this person's legacy has been and what they're representing themselves to be, then you might have some soul searching to do on your part. But if you can recognize who they are and what they're about, it doesn't have to be all bad. You know what I mean? So maybe that was a low functioning thing to say, but that's just what it is. That's my personal opinion. So I want to end with saying, women, be careful. Men, be careful. People, be careful. Don't fall for others' representations of themselves. Recognize what you want, who you are authentically. Lead with that, and you will find people who are authentic to yourself. That doesn't mean that people who are representing themselves aren't going to be attracted to you, because you're attractive. And you might be attracted to someone, but once you get to know them authentically, that's where your responsibility comes in. Like, are you going to entertain this person who is low functioning? And yeah, that's all I got. So thanks again for watching. Have a wonderful day. Like, comment, subscribe, share, do all the things. And that's it. Bye-bye.